Traders, hopefully everyone had a great day and a good weekend. All three market indices up today. Now, before I get into the show, I really do want to thank all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. All right, with that said, let's go into the SPY ETF. We do highlight that every day, and here we go. All right, so the SPY. If you remember from Friday's show, I did a recap on Sunday. I said it did look like it was forming this bear flag, right, guys? It was making these lower highs. There was this support level right here, and any break below here, you would see a liquidation break and probably a break all the way down to this midpoint Bollinger Band at the very least. All right, guys. But guess what? We gapped up. We tested those lows from Thursday and Friday, but we ended up moving back above outside that bear flag. So now what for tomorrow? It's easy, guys. We need to see a continuation of today's high. That's it. That's what we need. Because again, if we do see a break below this let's call it, this 353 Thursday's low, that means this whole move back up is a failed attempt to try to take this out, and for the short term, okay, for the short term, and that means we will probably again come right back down here to this midpoint Bollinger Band and maybe retest that 50-day moving average. So again, wait for tomorrow, guys. Let's just see how it goes. Be very careful. Be very cognizant of these levels. Be a buyer above today's high. Be a seller below that 353.61, let's call it. Okay, guys? That is the SPY. All right, so I am going to give you three stocks going into today and one extremely speculative stock that I did buy before the close, and I'll show you why I bought it. And I didn't, obviously it's a really small position for me. I like that risk reward setup. It's a high beta name. I do see it up a little bit in after hours, so I'm really excited about seeing what happens tomorrow in this stock. But let's go for the first three stocks that look really good going into tomorrow. First one's going to be AVXL. Now, clearly AVXL underperformed the overall market, guys, but we did have, if from a couple of weeks ago, we had that huge run up, that huge spike, and then a sell off, right, guys? Now we've been basing here in this area for a while. We're still above this 50-day moving average, right, guys? And which is an extremely good sign, right? We didn't pop and then drop all the way back down. This is holding really nicely. So now what for tomorrow? Well, guys, it's simple. We need to not only take out today's high, but we need to start getting above that 10-day moving average. If we can do that, let's zoom in. We popped our head above this a few times. Now, as long as we can get above that 525 area, I think this is going to be a great winner for the mid to long term play right here. Okay, so again, take a look at this one tomorrow. Be a buyer above today's high or about 525. That's where that 10-day moving average is right there, and then use this 50-day moving average right here, right below that as you're out at 494. Okay, guys, that is AVXL. I do want to bring this on a couple other charts just to show you some support levels. Now, this is the weekly candle chart right here with that 9 SMA, which I really like to use. As you can see, we've held this for the last 2 or 3 weeks right here. We're holding it so far. I mean, it is only day one in the trading week, so it's still early. But then again, use that as you're out. That 9 SMA right there also is 504. So obviously, that 505 of today needs to hold in order for this uptrend to continue. Okay. And lastly, let's show you this one other chart right here. This is the 513 chart. Oops, sorry. Now, this is the one chart I don't like, because usually I like that 5 EMA above that 13 as a bullish indicator. But if we're using that, let's say 504, let's call it $5. Let's use a round number right there as $5. Now use that as your out, because if that just means a continuation of this bearish trend that we have, but we're playing a reversal right here. That's why our stop rather is extremely tight. So even if you get in tomorrow, let's say at 515, anything below $5 will be your out. Okay, that's AVXL. All right, let's go into one that had a really good day, and I've played this in the past. Love this stock, love the name, PLL. Let's bring this up on that 513 EMA. It did a midday reversal. It took out Friday's low, and then bam, went up $2.66 today, or over 10%. So again, that 5 EMA is above that 13. Love to see that, guys. That's a bullish indicator right there. And then obviously on the weekly, that 9 SMA, the price is above that 9 SMA. Another great sign right there. And then, we are breaking above this value area right here, which is that 20 day broken up into 30-minute increments right there. We're breaking above this value area high on that 20 day. So there's little inventory. So it looks like that 30.95 could come into play in a very, very short time. And then finally, I want to bring up the 10, 50, and 200-day moving average chart. Now, as you know from previous shows, I always say a good looking chart is when that 10 is above the 50 and the 50 is above the 200, guys, right? And take a look. That's what we have in this chart right here. The 200 day is way below us. Then we have the 50, and then we have the 10 day. We're also breaking above this version point of control. We're encroaching up here on this overbought situation, guys. But I love overbought stocks, guys. They seem to run for a while. So don't be concerned that we're hitting this upper Bollinger Band. That's in fact a really good sign, especially when you have, the 10 over the 50 and the 50 over the 200. Okay, guys, everything is setting up. So you're asking me, okay, where do I get in? Well, get in anywhere on a pullback. Let's say if you're lucky enough tomorrow where it pulls back maybe 50 cents to a dollar, and then you have to use this today's low of 25.44 as your line in the sand. That is our out price. Okay, no ifs, no ands or buts. That 25.44 has to be our out. Okay, guys, that's PLL, Piedmont Lithium. All right, next stock on the list is AQUA. Here's another one, had a decent day today. Again, here's another one where the 10 days above the 50 is above the 200, and we are breaking above, and we're way above, I should say, the value area high on the daily. We recently made a 52-week high. We had earnings. We sold off on earnings. We touched this midpoint Bollinger Band. That looks like where where there's a lot of support right here. We peaked our head above that 10 SMA, guys. I think we're going to start making another run towards this 52-week high here of 28.33. So, I'm sorry, 28.38. So, guys, again, be a buyer above today's high tomorrow, and then use this midpoint Bollinger Band right here, okay, as you're out. So let's call it 25.17. But again, remember, guys, this is a dynamic indicator. It's going to continue to move up and out as time goes out, okay? All right, so that's AQUA. Really like that. Let's bring this up on a few other charts. All right, let's bring this up first on that 513 chart. 5 EMA is above the 13, bullish indicator. And then finally on that weekly 9 SMA, we're way, way above that 9 SMA right down here, guys. So I do think in the next week or two, we are going to challenge that 28.38 and probably make higher highs. So again, remember on this one though, your out is that midpoint Bollinger Band. Let's bring that back. I want to be clear, be a buyer again above today's high tomorrow, and then use this midpoint Bollinger Band as your stop out. Let's call it 25.16. All right, everyone. Again, my name is Eric. Oh, wait a second. I do have one other stock. It's a one that's not for the faint of heart. It's a very volatile stock. So if you are a buy and hold type of trader, please do not play the stock. This stock is going to be extremely, extremely volatile. Had a big day today. It was up 63 cents or 22.9%. And this is what I like about this name. And this is what I'm looking as far as the chart. Okay, guys. So again, here we go. We're breaking above this value area high on the daily, guys, which is extremely, extremely bullish. We had earnings right here, and it looks like earnings weren't that good, but the market didn't care. There's something going on in this stock. It's generating a lot of interest. There's a lot of volume going on. So there's probably some more news coming into this one. So again, how to play it? I bought it intraday. I bought it down here at $3.30. It closed at $3.38. It looks like it's trading a little bit above that in after hours, which was good. I did see it go all the way up to $3.70. So there is some interest. There's probably going to be some short covering. But again, guys, this is an extremely volatile stock for people who can day trade these names, okay? So be very careful. Be cognizant of this. Again, the reason why I like it is we've had earnings. The market didn't care that they were bad earnings. Now we're pushing this value area high. Very little inventory above us, guys. That means there's not going to be that selling pressure at every pop. Everyone is pretty much out of this name, so who knows where this is going to go. Now let's bring this up on some other charts that look pretty good. Here's that weekly chart with the 9 SMA, and obviously, we're above that 9 SMA of 252. And then lastly, that 513 EMA chart I want to show you real quick, and that 5 EMA is above the 13. So guys, when I look at stocks to buy, I look at more than just one indicator. I look at, obviously the 513, the weekly chart. I look at, how it's looking on that, if the 10 is over the 50. So everything is looking good, but this is, again, very speculative. If you do get in the name, you're going to have to give this a little bit of room to run. So let's call this, at $3, guys. The 5 EMA right now is 290. Tomorrow it'll be above $3. So that 290, I'm sorry, that $3 has to hold if you do get into this name. Okay, guys, that is SGBX. All right, everyone, have a great evening tonight. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Hopefully, you guys, had a great day today. Again, my name is Eric. You can reach me at eric@valueareatrader.com or just by leaving a comment down below. Now, if you like the show, go ahead and subscribe. I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis, guys. I give you entry points, exit points, specific, when to get in and out, and, more than that, I really can't do. All right, everyone, have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow, and remember to trade smart and be safe.